Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry.
Hey you guys, it's Mandi. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I do all things beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. And if you are not new, hey friend. Today I have created this fall inspired eyeshadow look for you guys, and it is my first ever makeup tutorial. So a lot of people have been asking me about this, but these makeup tutorials are hard. So shout out to the goats that do this all the time because it was hard. Anyways, I just want to remind you guys to trust the process. I'll probably be looking a little crazy throughout, but the final look turned out really well. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, keep on watching. So I definitely forgot to prime my face, but I did use my moisturizer and my sunscreen first. I usually use the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer, but at least my face had some moisture, so it was okay. So here I'm just mixing my Becca Cosmetics and NARS foundations together. The Becca one is a little bit thicker and more matte, and I don't like it to look cakey, so I like to mix the NARS because that's a thinner formula, and I'm just blending it all together here. After I've blended it with a brush, I like to take my beauty blender and press it all out to make sure that it's extra smooth, and if there are any lines from the brush, it will smooth those away. So here I'm just taking my eyeshadow brush using the brown, and I'm just packing it onto my eyelids. It does not have to be perfect. It can look a little messy because in the next step you're going to diffuse the color out anyway. So don't get stressed out if it looks a little bit crazy at first because it is fixable. Now I'm going to go in with this warmer shade of brown, and I'm just going to diffuse out the darker brown. And this is just going to keep it from looking harsh or messy. So now I'm going to go in with a third lighter shade, and I'm going to diffuse out the rest of the shadow. I like to use a color that's close to my skin tone here so that it will look very seamless. Now this step right here is optional, but I wanted it to be a true glam. So I'm just taking some of my lighter shade of concealer on my concealer brush, and I am blending it right onto my eyelid just to give my shimmer shade a base. And then I'm going to pack the shimmer shade right on top of that to really illuminate this look and make it a true glam. Now I'm going in with my Shape Tape concealer, and I am just putting my first layer of concealer on. And the easiest way is just by making triangles in the different spots. So underneath the eyes, down to the smile lines, underneath the nose, on the chin, and on the forehead. And just remember, when you're doing this under the eye, you want to also go in an upward motion. Basically, everything that we're putting on after the foundation is going to go in an upward motion to really give you that snatched effect on your face. And then you're going to want to let that dry for 10 seconds before you blend it out. So also make sure when you're blending the concealer out underneath your eye, you go at an upward motion with the flat side of the sponge. And this is literally going to make it so that there's a line to follow for the next step when we add our eyeliner. It's also going to blend out some of those harsher spots or messier spots where we did our eyeshadow. So right here, I'm going to do a reverse contour using my Tarte concealer, and I'm just going to go in an upward motion so that I can get that snatched effect. So here I'm just taking my small angled brush and some of the Maybelline concealer, and I'm just going to contour my nose. This step is also optional if you don't care so much about the contour, but some of us, we aren't blessed with perfect noses, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and contour that. So here I'm going in with a lighter shade of concealer to really just brighten up some of these areas on my face. So that first layer of concealer was to literally just conceal, and then the second layer is for brightening. Now I'm taking my setting brush and I'm just setting my translucent powder. Some people prefer to bake. I don't like to bake under my eyes because that's a drier area for me, so I notice it gets kind of cakey and dried out looking. So I'm only going to set under my eyes and under my nose, and then I'll end up baking my nose and the hollows of my cheeks. Remember, every face is different, so if you prefer to bake, that's totally your choice if that works for your skin type. Now as the hollows of my cheeks are baking, I'm going in with my Ulta cheek brush in my Wet n Wild contour, and I'm just contouring my cheeks. I don't personally like to use a liquid contour on my cheeks because I notice for me, I have bigger pores, so it tends to kind of like fill them and it just gets kind of weird looking. So I notice that powder contour gives me more of a blurring effect. Now I'm going in with my smaller Real Techniques brush, and I'm taking some of the powder contour and I'm just blending out the cream contour. Now I'm just taking my setting brush and I am dusting off any excess powder. Next, I'm going to go in with my cheek brush that I used for my cheek contour, and I'm just taking it without adding any extra powder, and I'm just blending that harsh line that you see where I did my reverse contour. So the next step is to take a fluffy brush and some powder that matches your skin tone, and you're just going to take it and basically just blend everything together so you can get a really seamless look. Now we are highlighting, and of course we're going to follow that same upward motion so we can get what? Snatched. And if you don't like highlighter, that's totally fine. You can skip this step. A lot of people will use blush instead. I don't particularly like the way blush looks on me, or maybe I just haven't found one that I like. But yeah, so I'm using highlighter, and then right there I'm just blending it. Remember, if you're blending with your fingers, do not press too hard. So remember when we took our concealer and we went upwards to create kind of a shadow there? Now it's time to use our skills from kindergarten and follow the line. So this really does make drawing on your eyeliner way easier. And I love this felt tip eyeliner from e.l.f. It's kind of a mix between a liquid eyeliner, but it has the sturdiness of a pencil liner, so you have a lot of control over it. And then just make sure whatever you do to one eye, you do to the other. Just don't go overboard. Make sure you're taking your time. Here I'm just taking some mascara, just a light coat to my top lashes so I can go ahead and put on my falsies. So I'm going to do that off camera and I'll be right back. So if you have a beauty mark, you know sometimes it gets covered with the makeup. So I'm taking my NYX pencil and I'm just enhancing it. If you know me, you know I love a good pop of color under my eyes. So I'm taking these two colors from the Kylie palette and I am mixing them. I start with the dark color and then I add the lighter one over, and it be looking so good. It's just a nice little extra pop of color. For my bottom lashes, I am using the Maybelline Sky High mascara. I really like for my bottom lashes to be pretty dramatic, so it's a good mascara for that. Now finally onto lips, and I am lining slash overlining my lips because I ain't got nothing up top with a brown liner pencil, and then filling it in with a liquid matte lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So off camera, I finished this look with the setting spray from Maybelline, the Lasting Fix Spray. I forgot to record it. I also added some black eyeliner to my bottom lash line, and here's the final look. Make sure to give this a thumbs up, you guys. I need all the likes I can get. And as always, have a blessed day. Bye.